During the 1970 World Cup final, the commentator said, "What does Pele mean? How do we define it?" And he said, "God." Unfortunately, that's not enough. Somebody said later that in certain countries of the world, Jesus Christ is not so well known as this gentleman sitting in front of me. Welcome to India. Welcome to Calcutta. Thanks for doing what you've done for the world and for all of us.
Thank you very much. Thanks God to give me opportunity to come back here. I have been here some years ago, but the new generation is here, and it's a pleasure to me to be here again.
Pele, I think that's the one word that this whole world associates with soccer. 17 years winning the World Cup. How did you make it possible?
Listen, it's difficult to explain how this happened, because for a lot of people, crazy for football, they say, "Oh, Pele, you are so young, 17 years old, you was in the World Cup in Sweden. I think it was very difficult for you." I say, no, it was not difficult for me, because it was not my responsibility. I just want to be, in the team. I want to win the tournament. But most complicated for me was my last World Cup in
because
Mexico.
You came back in 1969.
Exactly, because then I was already one of the more experienced player. Was for me the last World Cup, 17 in Mexico. Then that was very tough, because the responsibility was on me.
That was my next question. That 1970 you became the best player of the world again. 3 World Cup wins across that period of time. Talk about the 1970 World Cup.
Listen, it's a pleasure to talk about that, because always when you are happy to talk about the winner moment, the best moment in my life was that. But my father used to tell me, listen, when you are player, always you have to think, no, this is not the last moment. Always you have to say, no, if I win this, thanks God, but I have to continue to play, to continue to behave well and prepare myself. That's what I do until now. I think that I have the luck to have fans all over the world. Since 40 years ago, I have some friends, some kids who look, say, "Oh, in the airport, hey, Pele." I say, "How come? Those kids have 8 years old." But this is a big responsibility.
You said luck. You said fans look up to you. From working in a tea stall to becoming the best player in the world and perhaps an icon who is the greatest of all time, it's a journey that is unrivaled. Give me one quality that you think you also admire in yourself.
My quality, I mention my family, my father, because my family, I think what they give to me, say, never in your life you think you are the best. You are best than anyone. You have to think you must respect people and then work hard. That's, I think, what I get from my family.
Let me ask you one question about Calcutta. Do you remember anything about 1977?
I remember we came here. It was beautiful. It was almost not the same, because what the new generation now, but I was younger than now. But the welcome from the people, the love for the people was the same. Was the same, unbelievable. I have to thank God for that.
Okay, so 10 days later you turn 75. What's the plan for the celebration?
I prepare for 150.
Fabulous. God willing, you should turn 150.
I used to say, I born in a small town in the hinterland of Minas Gerais, the small town called 3 Hearts. Then I am a man of 3 hearts. I have only 1 heart to work. I have 2 hearts to spare. 75, I have 2 more 75. then I have 170 years in front. I don't think about what are going to happen now. I want to prepare for the future.
Fantastic. And you answered this question before. Why is there never going to be another Pele?
I answered a lot of ways to tell, because sometimes every place where I go, then they want to compare with someone. I think you are unique, you know. I am unique. Each person is a unique, is different. But I used to tease the newspaper, the people. They say, "Well, when do you think gonna be a new Pele?" Then I say, "Never, never." Why never? Because my mother and my father closed the machine. That I used to say.
What about Brazilian football today? What is the problem?
Well, Brazil doesn't have a problem. I think the big problem in Brazil is because they have too much good players. I think this is the big problem in Brazil, because when you have too much good players, you don't make one team. You know, because we have a player all over the world. You see, every country where you go, you see one of the best players is a Brazilian, or defender, or forward, or midfield. But unfortunately, in the last 2 years, 3 years, we didn't have no opportunity, didn't have time to set up the team, to put the team to work together.
And in this current generation, you know, all of us keep hearing about and watching and listening about Ronaldo and Messi. Your thoughts on both of them?
No, I think in this last 10 years, no doubt, I watch, you know, the both who you mentioned. They are the players who I love to see. But there's another thing. Some people, they compare, but you cannot compare Cristiano Ronaldo with Messi. Now we have a young player from Santos, Neymar. Neymar is a good player. You cannot compare Neymar with Zico, for example, with Tostão. You cannot compare. But Messi and the Cristiano Ronaldo, they are different, you know, style. Messi is a more midfield, more, you know, control, more construction. Cristiano Ronaldo is a more, you know, forward, goal, score, strike, like Ronaldo from Brazil.
Correct.
You know, the same style.
If there is anything, you've achieved everything in your life. If there is anything that you want to achieve, or you want to send out a message, what is it?
Well, I have a lot of things, well, but I think the most important is to ask, you know, to have a little more peace in the world, because unfortunately we have now, with the facility from the TV, you know, with the communication, you see, we still need peace. You know, a lot of countries in the world want to fight in a war. That I achieved. That is principle for my country, for Brazil.
My last question, and I will finish off by asking you to sign a football for me.
Let me make one correction to you. I'm sorry, but please, not the last question. The last question for the interview.
Last question
I
for
am
the
too
interview.
young.
Correct. And my last question to you will also not be this interview, because you and I will keep meeting right through this visit. So I take that back. The last question of this interview, before I get you to sign a football for me.
My pleasure.
You are the brand ambassador for Rio 2016, the Olympic Games. Is Rio prepared? What should we expect when we go to Rio 2016? What is the message that Pele gives us?
I think we have opportunity to, you know, to close with a fantastic organization, fantastic show. Brazil, you know, we have a little problem, you know, recently, political problem, but I think this will be okay. We have 8 months to
get it all in track.
Get in track. Then I make a joke with a lot of friends of mine. They gave opportunity this year. This Olympic, they give opportunity for 3 professional players. You know? In my time, I started to play too young. Then we were not possible to play as a professional. But I think I have a chance to get to one of these 3 places. I think I'm gonna try hard to be in the Olympic
In the
game.
team. Fantastic. On that note, my time is up. I've been given the cue. One sentence for all your fans in India, in Calcutta, whatever.
Okay, I thank you first for this opportunity to talk with my friends and my brothers. And God bless you all, okay?
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.